Any Sixers sports group, share it out. Welcome, welcome to Eat Sleep Sixers post game show. The Sixers lose to the Clippers tonight. It was a neck to neck game, all game with these guys. We go up, they come back. We go up, they come back. We just could never put our foot down on our opponent tonight, and that's what happens in the NBA when you let NBA teams stick around. How do you guys feel about tonight's game, Jen?
I feel very disappointed. Honestly, I mean, it's hard to actually have a conversation after a Sixers loss because I tend to just be in my feelings and
I understand.
good.
I understand.
But I mean, Joel had a good game, so I guess we could focus on that. Tobias had a pretty decent game. I don't know what's going on with Korkmaz. I can't tell you, but we could really use a little turnaround right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Whatever's been going on with Court Mounts, it's been going on a little bit too long now. Uh,
Hmm.
I was one of his biggest supporters throughout the season. These guys will tell you, man, I was waving the Cork Moss flag around, and I've been hoping that he's regained his shooting stroke at least that much. But it is what it is. It is what it
Yeah,
is. BG, how you feeling about the night, man?
you know how I feel, man. I hate to see, I hate to see any loss, but I really hate to see a loss when we have such a large lead. We was texting a little bit during the game, and I was saying, I was like, it just seemed like every time we get a lead, they cut it. We get a lead, they cut it. It was never a time where we just took a hold of this game and said we're not losing it. And just looking at the box score, man, the second half and the third quarter, we lost 30 to 26. Not the worst thing that could happen. But then in the fourth quarter, we lose 32 to 21. Just can't win a basketball game, losing an important quarter like the fourth quarter like that. So
Yeah.
it hurt.
No.
I forget what they had from three in the fourth, but I just know in the fourth quarter they hit a lot of threes. Man, we got to be able to close out games like this, man, and we just didn't get it done today.
Pretty much. Mr. Jose.
Um, yeah, you already know the vibes in here after the loss, so
Mhm.
we gotta try to keep it as positive as possible. You know,
We have a lady with us
I
now.
I, I
We
I don't
can't we
want to
can't
keep.
pull out the henny bottles
No,
and
we're
like
not
we
doing
used
that.
to. You know what I mean?
I don't want to beat the dead horse and say it's only one game because if we keep saying that, we're just getting closer to the end of the season. Just saying it's only one game,
Absolutely.
so every game counts. From here on out, we're just right around the corner from the All-Star break.
Yep.
So you already know what we're supposed to do after that. As we all know, that I pointed out a few days ago, our February schedule is really
Rough.
tough.
Brutal.
It's really rough. We have a lot of back to backs, 6 of them if I'm not mistaken.
Brutal.
Wow,
Um, yeah. So and then
that's crazy.
and they're all top tier teams basically that we're playing that whole month. So
Okay.
Well, that's
Let's
why
not
I'm
get
really
let's
hoping that
We're a
we
top
get a
tier team too.
trade.
We need it, Jen. We need one bad, Jen. We
I'm sorry,
I,
I talking over somebody there?
No, no,
So,
you good. I'm agreeing with what your comment was. We definitely need some type of move. I'm not saying we need to make the splash of the season and get Dame here. We just need something more, man. I'm looking at the box score. They had 7 players in double figures, yo. 7 players on the Clippers were in double figures, and one of them I can't even pronounce his last name. Hartenstein, is that what it
oh,
is?
that guy that got 4 fouls in the fourth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I just when it came down to that last play, and you're thinking, what are they going to do? Because you know they're going to double, triple Embiid. I didn't feel secure going to anybody at that moment,
Bottom
which
line.
is, I mean, it's cringeworthy. There's got to be somebody else. He needs somebody
And
else.
I don't mind Embiid being our closer. I enjoy Embiid being our closer.
Oh yes.
He's the best player on the floor. But I agree with you. We just don't have that guy that, hey, if our closer gets 3 people thrown at him, who's going to step up and make the big shot? And when I look, I don't know if we have that guy right now. I mean, Seth can be that guy when healthy.
When he wants
Danny
to be.
Danny Green can maybe make a corner three in the game when healthy. But
In the YMCA.
the key word is when healthy, man. Everybody goes through injuries, and injuries is a part of the game. COVID is a part the NBA now, so we can't say woe is me and look for pity from anybody. But we gotta close this game out, man. We really gotta close this game out.
There was I gotta say it was a quote from, our president of basketball operations. He said the other day there is a Ben Simmons size hole missing on this roster, and what he means by that, the things that Ben was a lead at, uh,
Hmm.
defending the ball,
Rebounding.
rebounding, pushing on the break. There are other players in the NBA who do that just as well, but they're not on this team. And you take Thibault out of the lineup as well, who was our best defender on the team. So you're looking at a team with no defender on the floor
Right.
at all.
Right. You got
And
Charlie Brown, who's, fresh off the G League. I mean, he's doing a decent job, but he's not
he's not it.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he's not it.
He's basically filling what Matisse would be doing,
Yep.
Yes.
playing defense but not scoring much.
Yep.
He's doing
And this
exactly.
and Taylor's saying that Charlie Brown should have started, and I don't necessarily think that he's wrong but the only thing is they started Joe. Could they have started Joe and Charlie Brown? Like, do you think that would have been a viable option? I'm not saying Korkmaz did any better, but as far as what do you think?
I mean, we're mixing and matching with this starting lineup, due to COVID and due to a number of things. But, I think we just need to find or put a consistent lineup out there.
But how can we, Carl?
What I
injured.
mean, what
When
I
you look
mean,
at the injury, go ahead. I'm sorry.
what I mean by that, BG, is a transaction needs to take place.
All right, so here's the thing: we're not getting a top 20 player. We're not getting it.
That ain't
We're
happening.
not gonna get it. So the only options is for a straight up trade, Ben Simmons for one guy, man for man trade. You're looking at from 20 to 40. Because if it goes beyond 40, we need some more pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need some more pieces.
And I wouldn't say that would be a bad route, because if you look at this roster, we are missing a couple pieces, a couple role players, a
Shake
backup
Milton.
point. You know what I mean?
Seth Curry,
Yep.
Danny Green,
Yep.
Matisse Thybulle, and
Yep.
the $33 million man, number 25. That's
Yep.
5 key players that's not on his roster right now. Today
Right.
is not on his roster. So it's still no excuse to lose a 24-point lead. But
Mm.
man, I understand why we have our ups and downs, why we've had such a roller coaster season, because it's just either COVID or injuries is hurting us right now. It really is hurting us.
COVID, injuries, and I will say, sorry, Jen,
That's okay.
that we are missing a few pieces, even with everybody back healthy. When you look at the upper echelon teams, not tonight, but if you look at the upper echelon teams, and can you say to yourself, can we go 7 games with the Bucks? Can we go 7 games with we've beaten top tier teams in this league this year,
Mhm.
but
Oh,
we've
yeah.
lost to horrible teams this year, which
Quick question,
brings
real
my
fast.
confidence down a little bit.
Quick question. With the exception of Ben Simmons, have we had a 3-game stretch at 100%?
Maybe
In the beginning of the year, that's it. That's it. The beginning of the year, and
'Cause I can't remember it. That's how long it's been.
no, it's beginning of the year. But
I have 2 things on my mind. One of them is why did they go away? Why did Doc go away from Isaiah Joe and lean more heavily on Korkmaz?
So I was actually going to bring this up in a pregame, Jen. When we were excited about Joe starting, I was like, man, I remember we was excited about Charlie Brown starting the game before. But if you look at the game before, Charlie Brown played very limited minutes, even though he started. And the
Right.
exact same thing just happened today.
Yep.
Isaiah Joe started and played the least amount of minutes on the team, besides Drummond. Drummond only played 11 minutes. But out of the entire roster that played tonight, Isaiah Joe played the least amount.
I think-
Rewind one game, and Charlie Brown did the same thing. I don't know what's up with Doc. He just throwing a guy out there just to say, hey, you got to start.
I think that hurts us in the long run
Yeah, I do
because
too.
you take a shooter off the floor who's been shooting the ball okay, and you put Korkmaz on the floor who can't hit anything right now from outside the 3-point line. I wouldn't even call Korkmaz a shooter anymore until he gets back to form. He's a player who has some skill, but he can't defend and he can't shoot right now. So I think that's a hindrance in the lineup. I
The,
think
the
Isaiah.
last
Go ahead. Go ahead.
the last game, I thought that Doc was kind of coming around to understanding the player that is Korkmaz. And by not starting him and starting Charlie in his place, I was like, oh, good. He realizes that Korkmaz, isn't doing well this season, right now, and maybe shouldn't be out there. But then he comes around today and just blew my
So
mind.
a lot of people in the chat today are saying the exact same thing, and I'm about to highlight a certain comment. And I want to know you guys' opinion on it because I've been screaming this all year. I'm not saying fire the man. I'm just saying it seems like he does not coach the game by what's going on in the game. It seems like he goes into a game with a game plan, and no matter what happens, he sticks to that game plan.
He's stubborn.
In-game adjustments.
He's
And as I'm
stubborn.
looking at the chat, we haven't highlighted every
That
comment.
drives me nuts, Ron. That drives me nuts.
Yeah, he's stubborn,
It's
man.
crazy. He just doesn't make any in-game adjustments, and it just baffles
Take
me.
that
Like,
time out, man.
what's wrong with it? What's wrong with just saying, you know what, things is getting out of hand real quick. Let me call a timeout. Real quick. Let me just call a
That's
timeout.
the point of the timeout.
Say it
Easy
again.
fix.
That's the point of the timeout.
Easy fix. So,
Right?
I agree with that, man. And I've been a big Doc supporter in the past. You guys all know this, but we call it how we see it here on Eat Sleep Sixers. Doc Rivers needs to improve his coaching tactics. He needs to get his head out of his what and adjust to things going on in the game. You come up with a game plan. Sometimes your game plan gets foiled by the other coach's game plan. That's when it's up to you to go back to the drawing board and come up with solutions. I haven't seen that this season. So it worries me a little bit, But like I said, it is a COVID written year. Things are happening, but it's happening for every team in the NBA as we see,
Yep.
So we need to step up and be accounted for. Every player, every coach.
I love Doc. I was so excited when they announced he was going to be the next coach that
Me too.
I was like throwing a party in my room by myself. So I was so excited about it because I love him. I love to watch. I used to really enjoy the Clippers back before, they changed everything. And so I was excited to have him as our coach, and I still support him. I just think he gets a little bit too much in his own head of like, this is the way I'm going to do it, and maybe isn't seeing other alternatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that being said, tonight was a game to forget.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but after a Sixer loss, it takes me a couple days to get back feeling good again. But
we ain't got
Well,
a
they
couple
played the
days.
Spurs,
We got
right?
a game on Sunday.
yeah,
We got a
Hey,
game on
Ron.
Sunday.
yeah.
We can't get AI back. We got Embiid though. Pretty damn
Right?
close. Pretty damn close.
We
Pretty
can get
damn
AI
close.
back. We can get AI back. The Iguodala might be on the trade market before.
And honestly, I wouldn't mind that if we could get him
Oh my
for a
God.
low ball draft pick or something like that, a second round draft pick. But
Hey, Greg, you out there? What's January's record so far? I don't want to go that far into the.
We only got two losses in January.
no, I think it's
yeah,
three.
that's right.
I think this the third. I think this the third one. I'm not sure. But
What do you guys think? I thought before 2-5 went on strike that we still needed peace.
absolutely.
So Jen, my biggest thing last season, when we did our end of season wrap up, even during the playoffs, even during the end of the season, my biggest thing that I said we went an entire season without a power forward. Like I want you
Right.
to close your eyes and
Right.
think about who's on that roster. We never had a power forward last year, and this year we have really no true point
True
guard
point
because
guard, right?
Tyrese Maxey is a scoring guard. Shake Milton's obviously a two guard who is forced to play points sometimes. So last year it was the power forward position. This year is the point guard position. It's like we need something. And
I-
Ben Simmons is the perfect person to trade in this situation because he can demand us to get like 3 pieces. We can fill these voids if Morey just
I got
Yeah,
to
because we're missing more than a point guard this year. We ain't got no small forward.
we got a
either.
small forward.
Pretty
We
much.
have a lot of people that are small forward height, but we don't have a small forward.
Yes, we do.
And if you take a peek on the bench, you know, where's the consistency coming from? Consistency coming from the bench. The Shake Milton that we knew is even. I know he's hurt. I don't like to be the guys when they're down, but when he was healthy and he was playing, you know, where was Shake Milton that we've come to love? You know, where's Korkmaz? You know,
Who's our sixth man? We don't even have.
who's our sixth man?
George
You know-
Niang is our 6th man right now.
Oh my God, Thibault
Yo, he's a hack. What happened?
We had high hopes for George.
He came in, he came in playing bully ball. I liked it. He was on the line a lot with the and ones, but now he's just, oh my Lord.
Now he's
Yeah.
making catchy little videos on
I was about to say,
Instagram.
His Instagram is pretty
He's the
entertaining on
light-skinned
Fridays.
He's
On
the light
Fridays.
skinned version of Rick Mahorn.
I was thinking about this, and I'm gonna post this question to y'all since all our family is here and watching. You know, even with the roster healthy and intact, is Seth Curry a legit starting two guard for this roster?
I'll answer first. I say yes because see what you're thinking about. What you're thinking is, can he be on a playoff roster and be able to defend when it comes down to it?
Bottom line,
what he lacks in defense, though, we all sat here and admitted during that playoff run last year, he was the second best player on the team. Point blank. So when
period.
he can get a bucket, we love it. It's just I see you're gonna look at it and say his glaring hole is defense, but I'd rather your glaring hole be defense than your glaring hole be I can't shoot or I'm passing the ball while I'm under the rim. I'm not talking about nobody specific.
I'm gonna. Well, since you brought him up, I'm gonna add that with Ben Simmons on the floor,
2-5.
Yeah, 2-5. Excuse me. Seth Curry's blemishes in his game gets covered up a lot when you have a super defender who could guard 2-3 people on the floor and make up for space. Without that player on the floor during the playoffs, we all disagree or something like it. I think that's a big problem, man. I think that's a big problem. I would rather see Seth being my sixth man coming off the bench in a perfect world.
He still realizes he's a starter.
I don't think he does either.
I think he's the most unathletic guy. He is like, I am sorry. Come on, you're playing basketball.
Jesus.
The thing that I disagree with you on with that, Carl, is you can say, well, it doesn't glare as much when Ben Simmons was out there. Dog, against Atlanta, guess what? Ben Simmons was guarding Trae Young. And Hoyter looked like MJ against Steph Curry. Ben Simmons was on the floor. Like he still has to guard somebody.
Yeah, true indeed. But
so no matter what, it still showed that he was getting cooked last year in that Atlanta series.
That's a blemish to Doc Rivers too. I don't know why you would put a Ben Simmons on a Trae Young.
He was slowing him down.
Nah, he was cooking them with gas.
I'm about to say
he was cooking them.
Trae had a pretty good series in my eyes.
I think Tyrese Maxey would have had a better shot just sticking with him. Making him run a little bit. You got a 7-foot guy guarding a 6'1" Allen Iverson fast type guy. I didn't think that was a good move by Doc. But
Jim Brooks, we just said the exact same thing. The exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we said on the pregame show that, Daryl Morey spoke the other day and, he admitted that he would like to give Embiid some help, but he's still sitting on his hands because he wants what he wants. He's not trying to give him up for nothing. And we all know that we've given up, lottery picks that we've had in the last few years, and we have nothing to show for it. So
what he really said, and I quote word for word, was if we get a player that's just a little bit better than Ben Simmons. That's not a dub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's looking for some talent. I don't think he's out there trying to go grab Steph, Kevin
Yeah.
Durant. I think he's trying to get somebody who's going to make a difference.
He wants an all-star. He made that clear. He wants an all-star. And, teams are not trying to give up an all-star
We just don't
because
have the leverage. We don't have the leverage.
we don't
to ask
have the
for an
leverage.
all-star. We don't have the leverage to ask for an all-star right now. We just don't. I hate to say this, but it seems like Ben is content. So therefore, at the end of the day, he has the leverage, and the teams that are going to go after him have the leverage. We just don't have the leverage in this situation right now.
I don't think it's a take what you can get approach. I would say it's a take the best deal available. If you can get multiple role players to add to this team, that is a W. That's a W right now.
It's on that end. It's not that hard to do. Who wouldn't want to be out here playing with Joel Embiid right now?
Facts. Hey, mama.
Hi. How you doing?
All right.
Yes.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Welcome to Eat Sleep Sixers.
Hi. Thanks so much.
That's what's up.
All right.
She flying back to y'all area tomorrow.
Safe travel.
God bless her.
Yes, safe
She headed back to Philly tomorrow.
travels.
Yeah,
It says safe travels.
Thank you.
It's
No problem.
cold here, Mama.
Oh.
Cold.
Jen said it's cold here. You don't want to come back here.
Yeah, you might want to stay back there for another week or so. For those who don't know, BG is out of town, but he is a Sixer fan through and through. Philly guy.
I was about to say,
always.
don't just call me a Sixers fan.
No,
I'm
you're a
from
Philly guy. I know
Look,
you Philly.
The military moved me to San Antonio. Speaking
Okay.
of San Antonio,
Okay.
Sunday, a guy that I know has tickets 4th row right behind the Sixers bench. And don't be
Oh.
surprised if during the pregame I don't give y'all a close up where we at.
Exclusive.
Awesome.
So
Exclusive.
if the service is good enough, I'm getting there early. I already said, look, I told my boy that I'm going with. I said, look, I'm not messing around because when I went to the Lakers Spurs game, we missed the whole first quarter. Traffic was too bad. So I said, look, this is my team. I'm not missing none of the game. I got to get there early. So I'm gonna get there early enough that I can jump on here with y'all and hopefully I can get some interaction with the players. Because like I said, I'm right behind the bench.
I've done the podcast from Dave and Buster's, a couple restaurants.
We've all been in some curious spots on here because we love to give our fans the real, and we love to be consistent at what we do. We're hard workers. So, like he said, we're on the San Antonio Spurs, guys. How are you feeling about that matchup? We're back at it with Popovich in the game.
They should win easily.
Should
We
They
should win
should.
easily, Jen.
should.
But we all know that Doc Rivers might be the best checkers player in the world. But as soon as you put them chess pieces on the board, sometimes he might get a little shaky. So I'm not saying we're gonna win, but we should win.
The only chess player I know that checks makes himself.
I mean, I will say it's an opportunity to get a look at some good young pieces over there. Could possibly get a Murray deal popping off.
They did just make a trade. They traded Brent Forbes. They traded Forbes.
I heard about that.
Low level guy, but that offload may mean other offloads for them. Maybe they're thinking about their future and what they're going to do for the future. So we'll see. I would love a DeJounte Murray. I would love a DeJounte Murray.
There were a few moves made this week, especially in the East. So teams are looking to get better. And,
Yeah, that's why I hope Morey doesn't stand pat when it comes to the trade deadline. Do something. I mean, it's always ways to improve this team.
Even
George
if it's something
Hill
small.
wasn't it.
Oh
But
God. Oh.
George Hill wasn't it, but
Jen,
maybe they could find
Jen, you
something.
know what's crazy, Jen? So last
Don't
year,
they get a player that can play more than 30, that can play anywhere close to 39 minutes and score more than 5 points? We'll be all right. Court
Yeah.
Brown.
I
yeah,
know we
Yeah.
have plenty of guys.
we have guys.
and
And I'm
that's
always
why-
getting on these guys for
that's
playing a
why I
lot of
posed
minutes
the
and not
question.
scoring a lot. Like Tobias Harris caught it last time. Cork Miles, it's your turn. 39 minutes, 5 points. Oh my Jesus.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Mr. Renderson, he had quite a few good looks tonight that just didn't go. No. Hats off the Clippers. They came out and played ball tonight. They played with heart tonight, and we just didn't match that heart. And once again, the supporting cast just wasn't
Right.
enough. It
And
wasn't
I
enough.
said this today to somebody that you can't expect Embiid to be overrun with assists if the guys he's throwing it to can't make shots. I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
how many
Niang
times
and
you throw
Kork
them the
Miles.
ball and they're just rimming out? You know
Yeah.
what I
Who
mean?
missed a total of 12 3-pointers between the both of them.
That's a hurt piece. That's a hurt piece. And those shots that they're missing, there's guys that on the opposition sideline are making shots. So that hurts.
Right.
This team is missing shot makers. So,
Right.
and that's
rebounders. That's a
And
tough
rebounders.
thing when you're
Yep.
like in the bottom, literally the bottom of the rebounding pool, and the other team's getting all these second chance points.
You
I
know what would
said-
be good, Jen? If they played the lineup we've been begging them to play. Not saying start the lineup, but just play the lineup we've been begging to play. See if Embiid and Drummond can be on the floor at the same time. They did it one game, and it was amazing for the minutes they did it. And Doc just, again, he said, no, I don't like chess pieces. Let me get them checkers back. Hey, you got them checkers over there? I don't like these pieces. They too tall. I like the
Yeah.
flat pieces.
Yeah.
Because Drummond's like the only one that's getting the rebounds,
He had
really.
He had 11 rebounds in 11 minutes tonight. He only played 11 minutes and had 11
Why?
rebounds.
Would you play a guy 11 minutes that has the equivalent amount of rebounds in a tight game? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm all for Doc. But the tell is in the tape, and the proof is in the pudding. He game after game he lacks making adjustments at the right time, and oh God, Ant Sims. You know what?
No comment.
I'm just not gonna just no comment.
No
man.
comment.
No comment. So, I'm not gonna ask y'all what players because that's too tedious. But what's the perfect trade scenario for you guys? And what positions on our team would you fill for us to be as complete as you want us to be?
I think the Sacramento deal is so ideal.
I agree with you.
We get a point guard,
I agree.
we get a small forward, and we get another small forward and picks.
I mean, I
that's
know
unfair
that-
to me.
I like Buddy. I've always liked Buddy. I know not everybody feels that way, but
Yeah.
he can make shots.
Bottom
That's
line.
what we
And,
need. Somebody to make
Right?
shots. Jen, you said it earlier. It sucks when B pass it out and can't nobody make the shot. Buddy Hill's gonna make these shots. I'm telling you, these shots that the Danny Greens and the Matisse Thybulles are missing.
Yeah.
Buddy Hill's gonna knock those down, and
Yeah.
because he's such a good shooter, he's gonna stop them from doubling from certain positions. Imagine a lineup. Close your eyes. Seth Curry, Buddy Hill, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, all on the court at the same time. Who you doubling off of to go double and beat? Who you doubling? But when you have a Matisse Thybulle, when you have a streaky Korkmaz, when you have a Charlie Brown, who, hey, Taylor, I know that's your
Then
boy.
you have a Ben Simmons. Don't
He
forget
has
that one.
He has the ugliest jump shot I've ever seen. I don't like Charlie Brown's jump shot. But when you put those guys out there, it makes it easy for a team to double. It makes
Yeah.
it really easy for a team to double.
I
Yeah.
was watching some film of him playing in the, I know it's the G League, playing in the G League, but he was making some threes. I mean, he can hit some threes, that kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not saying he
Really
can't shoot.
can.
I said I don't like the way it looks. It looks
Oh.
ugly. It looks ugly.
I would like to just look at it go in the hoop, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
Most definitely.
He's
Not
made-
in the NBA.
He made his first one today. He made his because I
That's
remember
right,
when they
he did.
announced it.
He did.
They
He
announced it.
did.
They said he made his first 3-pointer of his NBA career.
That's
I
something.
actually I
Who,
like
hold on. Who made their first 3-pointer in his NBA career?
Charlie Brown.
Today?
Yeah.
yep.
Whoever update these stats on ESPN, I'm writing a grievance.
You should.
Yeah, because they ain't doing it right.
Well, they could care less about the process. It's been like that for a while now. We get
they hate
shaded
the
all the
process.
time. Yeah. I would love that trade as well. Mainly because we get positions of need back. Also, you get paid 2 first-round draft picks. On top of that, from a team that normally doesn't win. So we would consider that a top 10 draft pick. So that puts us in the lottery for 2 years. No doubt about it.
Because adding Ben Simmons definitely don't make them a playoff team.
Nah.
It definitely don't make them a playoff team.
Nah. And you're getting young players that we can mold and we can build with Embiid that could grow with Embiid. I understand being a tough guy and being a tough business guy and maybe setting an example for other players in the league who want to do this. But, at a certain point, you got to look at your team. Hey, we got an opportunity to do something. Let me do something about it as the GM. So there's a wait and see approach. I hope something happens by trade deadline. If it doesn't,
We were talking earlier about our non-negotiables, or
Did that change after
untouchables.
watching this game?
It didn't change, but it did remind me of how I had Matisse on that list before, but he is no longer on that list.
me neither.
I get
Same here, Jen.
that he is an elite defender, and that's great. But he's 25 or almost 25, and his offense hasn't improved a lick.
Not one bit. And I would agree with that. And maybe the desperation of having the whole of a 25 not being here makes him a little bit untouchable. But if we could get a solid player in his place or players, I'm all for it. His defense doesn't outweigh his offense to me. His lack of offense, should I say. He said, instead of Charlie Brown, why not bring in Al-Farouq Aminu? We could say
Got me
that.
on that.
We could say that for quite a few players that are available and out there. He said Nasir is saying Thibault is coveted, and
People do love him, and I love him, but that doesn't mean
he ain't untouchable.
Exactly.
He ain't untouchable.
He's tops and blocks and steals for a guard in the NBA. He's elite in that sense. But, does he give you enough of that for you to offlook the lack of offense that he does? The wide open 3-point shots he missed. The lack of slashing to the basket to get yourself an alley-oop or some type of play.
Yes.
I don't see it.
I think it all goes down to, and I'm gonna agree with Nasir here. It depends who the person is. Like I was saying before, you got to look at who we're getting back. You can't just throw out all these pieces and give away, and then we're gonna take a real bad L there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To make an example, the Charles Barkley trade, even though Charles Barkley forced himself out, we got crap for him back.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. We could say that about quite a few trades, that we've gotten nothing back. We
got Jonathan Simmons for Markelle Fultz.
For all
I was
that,
just glad to get that man off our roster. Fine.
I understand this, but here's the funny thing. Right? We still need Markelle Fultz on this roster.
Yeah,
he hurt.
We have yet to replace that position and that need of a backup point guard. And that's what he was going to be on the team. Make no mistake about it. But he was going to get good minutes at a backup point guard spot who could come in, spell Maxey, and still give us that type of production. We don't have that. And he was a point guard as well. So he could run the team as well. People craft on Fultz a lot when he was here. And I get it. You know what I mean? But when you look at 25 situation, could he have given you more than 25? If we were a little bit more patient?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who, Markelle?
Yeah.
He's just injured all the time, though. I mean,
I
can't
see
really look back on it with that, rose-colored glasses and all, but he's just injured.
I see that. I see, and we can't do nothing about it. And we have a injured player as well.
We do. They talk about, the Clippers don't have Kawhi. Well, we don't have 2-5.
Big facts.
They didn't have Kawhi or Paul George though.
Well, we didn't
We
have
2-5
and Danny Green.
Yeah.
She said, Danny.
We surely missed Danny out there tonight,
Not
didn't we?
Danny though. Look, she saw that North Carolina flag down there. That's the only reason I got a little bit of love for Danny Green. A little bit of love, but man,
I ain't gonna lie, he had a little bit of drip on today. You seen that chain he had on?
Yeah.
you don't remember when I text you the other day and I said Danny Green almost 40. He dressed like he 23.
Right.
He going through a midlife crisis, man.
North Carolina was a long time ago for Danny. And, you know, I feel as though he needs to get a suit and tie and a blazer and sit right next to the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I do
And-
think he's going
Yeah.
to be a good coach in this league.
He'll
Not
be an
saying head
awesome coach.
but he'll be a good assistant coach in this league.
He's
I
still
think.
close to the players in age a little bit, so he can, you know what I mean. He can have that interaction with them. I think he'd be solid as that. But that's another position that needs to be replaced here as well. You know, we need that. We need that. So, with that being said, you know, do you guys have any closing remarks on tonight's game and the Spurs game coming up?
Sorry about that.
Again, I'm just ready for Sunday. I mean, I might be a little biased, but I'm extra excited for the Spurs game. I'm
I hear
extra excited I get to see my team in person because they only come here once a year. Last year, I was what's crazy
Breaking
about last year?
news: Joel Embiid out, load management.
Yo, shit.
Oh God,
Jose,
No.
That would
that's
be
cruel.
horrible. That would be horrible.
Oh,
You know,
I'm seeing them play next Friday versus the Kings. So I was hoping that Kings trade was going to go through.
Oh man.
I hope it is too. I hope games like this put pressure on, you know, a trade like that to happen. You know, BG feeling some type of way. BG, imagine all
Yo,
of
he mean mugging. He North Philly mean mugging the crap out of me right now.
imagine all the fans last year and the year before that who paid for tickets to go to the game, and you know, Embiid was on load management. So I think they're blessed this year that he's playing a much higher percent of his games. And
He's
a lot
doing
of
great.
yeah. And he's
MVP.
consistent.
MVP.
He's consistent
Look,
MVP.
look at this.
Wait,
Look at this.
Look.
Now say got your back. He got your back.
Hey, they saying Jose, if that happened, you got to sit out, bruh. That's a crazy jinx right there.
Thank you, Nas. Hey, Nas, I'm holding. If I go to this game on Sunday,
he
Yeah,
out?
he
seriously.
don't play.
Yeah. No, Jose gonna have to be up here on mute a whole episode. Just
Yeah.
on mute.
He got to
Just
be in the
there.
episode, but he's muted for the
I
whole
was
episode.
already on mute the other day, and I wasn't even on punishment. Carl made me be on mute because he said I didn't sound right, and the whole time I did.
Listen,
Oh, I remember that show. That show was bad on you, Carl.
I want to put this message out to Mrs. Jose. Mrs. Jose.
So let me explain what happened real quick.
Go ahead.
My wife gave a shout out to Jen on the chat.
In the pregame.
Yeah, and the comment went up and went right back down as fast as it went up. So we really didn't notice it. My wife said, "I'm gonna get Carl." Took my comment down.
And
Well, that was really sweet of her. Thank you.
I don't
I
know
hope
where
she
she
hears
at,
that.
but I'll let her know.
I'll come off the hook. We're gonna
I
play
text
it back.
Brian. I said, "We're just gonna blame it on Carl."
Like always. Like always. You know.
What's your wife's name?
Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
That's what's up. That's
Hey,
what's up.
Aunt Sims, you're gonna be on mute the next chat. the next show, you're gonna be on mute. You're gonna
Hey,
be on
listen.
mute.
Hey, listen, I have quite a few, but we're going to be having a lot more content up for you guys. We've been working really hard behind the scenes. Some days when it's not a game, when it's, you know, we just want to shoot the SHIT about the Sixers and talk about the rumors that may be going on, but you will be notified of the time and dates for those. So stay tuned to our Facebook, Twitter page, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for more information on that. And remember to do what, Jose?
Don't forget to tell a friend. Mom, where you at?
Where's
Mom.
she at? It's
Jose
the last
got
one, Mama.
it.
Yeah.
It's the last one, so you gotta say Jose.
The last
Say the
one
whole
live.
Come on, Mama.
Don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, and then tell your mother.
All right now.
Hey.
That's right. Tell your
Hey.
mama.
All right now.
And then tell your mother.
And if you are
Y'all
not
heard
here
her.
on pregame and postgame, I don't know where you are. This is the place to be, man. Jen, welcome to the family.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful day from you today. We look forward for more from you, and I hope the fans enjoyed you as well. So this has been another
Yeah, they were
great-
engaged. They were shouting her out. I saw it.
big facts.
I ain't get this many shots out my first day.
Not at all, BG.
I can't even see the chat, so I'm
Hey,
sorry, y'all.
We'll show you how to pull it up. We'll show you how to pull
Okay.
it up.
Gotcha.
Hey, we'll see y'all on Sunday. Let's go Sixers.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Everybody have a blessed and good night.
Good night.
Take care.